Alright, so finally a video on the E36 for those like 10 of you who actually like the car videos. It seems like everybody only watches this channel, watches like the mopeds and the dirt bike videos. But shout out to the people who like the E36 because I love this thing. I've been putting in a lot of work and time in this thing. A lot of it on the sideline because I focus so much on the other projects that this one only gets touched every so often. But boys, she runs, and I'm excited to show you guys all the work put in recently on this car. So this video has been stacked clips for a long time now, just building up of pretty much getting this car dialed and running. So as I stand right now is that all this car needs right now is my MAF put on with a 90 elbow, which I had a custom order because it was a crazy reducer, and a drive shaft, and I could technically drive this car. I gotta put like trans fluid in, and there's like a small leak out of the power steering rack right now, but majority wise to get this car mobile right now all it needs is a drive shaft. But she runs good, she starts. Once I get the MAF on, it'll prevent like the low dropping idle, which it has right now. It's been a long time in the making on the E36. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up for the E36 finally running, and we're gonna get some drift videos in here soon. So got her all wired up. Only got the temp gauge on right now, still gotta wire in my other gauges, but boys, she runs, boys. And does she sound good? Alright boys, time for another solo dolo motor pull on the 1JZ E36. You saw in the last one, I basically got everything ready for pulling this motor because I need to paint the engine bay after doing all this fab work, and I need to reseal the oil pan. So already just did the trans bolt mounts. It's on a jack right now by the trans, so I just got to hook up the hoist, undo the 2 motor mounts, and then I should be able to start pulling this thing out. So we're gonna have to pull out the bug and get that out of the way, which is gonna be the struggle because I have no one to help me push this thing back in. So it's gonna be a hard one today, boys, but hopefully the wind dies down a little bit so I can pull out the car and actually paint it, because right now it's kind of windy out there. So motor is pretty much hanging right now, as you can see. So now I have to move the bug, I have to move my truck. And yeah. Engine is pulled out of the car. It's looking pretty. Got on the pallet. It's funny, I flipped the pallet upside down because I usually put it the other way, and then you kind of have to try to balance it. And I got it where the oil pan sits right between the 2 forklift joints, and then the trans sits perfectly on that plat, and it's like completely level, and it's locked in with like no slack right now. Dialed. But here she is, boys. All right, boys. Number 3 of 1J turbo. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the downpipe off now because I'm not using this one, and I'm gonna degrease this thing because it's just filthy. So yes sir. All right, got this turbo taken all apart, and now I'm gonna take the front off this one, the actual just the turbo, and swap them out. So here we go. Alright, just pulled the turbo off my car, so now it's time to put the one I just cleaned back on here. Alright, turbo's all on there, everything's hooked up. This is the new line I was talking about that I got right here for my turbo. Whoa, this thing's stupid long. Alright, actually hours later, I got the car pulled out and it's pretty much ready to lay down primer and then paint it. So I just gotta clean off a few crevices and then she's ready. Got her all primered up. Gonna wait like 20 minutes and then throw on the smoke gray again. This is the same color I had before. Same color as the inside. I didn't want to repaint the inside and take everything back out right now. Alright, just laid the first coat down. I don't know what's going on over here. What the hell? Coat down though on top of the primer. It's looking good. Gonna lay one more coat down and then call it a day. It was a pain to tape this thing off, and it was super windy when I did, so I'm thinking there's probably going to be a few spots that got oversprayed, but I'm hoping it's nothing too pretty. Shee! There we are, boys. Got her all painted up. Did pretty good on the tape job, actually. Pretty stoked on that. Really not anywhere major I found where there was anything missed or oversprayed, so we did good. We didn't half-ass it. We took too long to do it, but it was worth it. Looks pretty good. Alright, just sat here and scraped this oil pan and underneath this motor. I didn't really feel much of it, but I had taken the oil pan off, and then I scraped all the old sealant off, resealed the oil pan, and put it on there. There you go, pretty clear. Yeah, you can just push it, right? Go. Yep. Teams. Right there. Yep. Yep. You have to jack this up more. Alright, boys, let's get back to it. Motor's bolted in there. It's time to start mounting everything up. Got my catch can, gotta run the lines, got my power steering reservoir, gotta run the lines for that, and just start putting everything back together. So here we go. I'm just gonna jump into it. No reason to really sit here and film me piecing it together, but I did buy a riv nut tool. So before I had a bolt and a nut on the backside of my catch can, I'm riv nutting it in now. Got that done. I'm gonna riv nut my fuel pressure regulator into my shock tower right here and just start going in. I'll show you guys once I get a little bit closer. This video's been all over the place. Like I said, this is filmed from like literally December and it's June now. So trying to piece it all together right now, but I want to show you guys what the car's looking like full engine bay status, just to give you guys an update. Got the intercooler mounted, got all the intercooler piping on, radiators in there. I just bled the coolant the other day, so the coolant's all good on it now. All full of coolant, she's ready to rip, honestly. But yeah, blow-off valves on there. Got the fuel pressure regulator on there. Power steering fluid, power steering rack is leaking a little bit. Got to fix that, and waiting on that MAF, like I've said. But yeah, everything's in here. This wiring is just temporary. I just ran it for my water temp gauge. I got to wire in my gauges now, and that's pretty much it. The drive shaft, get drive shaft made, and throw on my new wheels, and then get some time in on this car. It's stock ECU. Got the ECU all mounted. This is new too, because the ECU is usually in here, stock BMW. Blocked that off, ran it through, and made some mounts. Got it mounted up underneath on the passenger side, as long as with my igniter, a couple fuses. Got my fuse panel I've been working on right here with some wiring. So I'm running an arc switch panel. So a few things like that. Got a new hub on the car too. Got a shortened hub because the old one was like super long and bulky and it made the steering wheel like touching your chest. So got that hub on there, and yeah, boys, we're looking good. It's starting to look like a car again. So hopefully here in the next video, it'll be the first drive in this thing. So I'm stoked on it. It's looking really good. Engine bay looks really full, and I like the way it's looking. So also got the fans on here. Gotta wire those in. It's pretty much all that's left in this car is wiring right now. So all right, that's gonna do it for this video, boys. We got the motor back in the E36, and the E36 runs like I showed you in the beginning. I'll start it here again for you guys so you can hear it again, but I'm super stoked on it. A few things I'm probably gonna change though is the pipe right now is a 3-inch pipe. I kind of want like a 4-inch tip on it because that's what I had on my old exhaust, and it looked way better sticking out the bottom lip of the rear bumper. But I'm stoked. I got a big surprise to show you guys for the Drift Car boys very soon in these boxes. I got some sick wheels that I ordered like 6 months ago and I haven't even shown in the video. They're actually still packaged in 2 of the wheels. But man, I'm stoked to get this thing driving, and I can't wait to show you guys when we actually go drifting again. So it's been way too long since we went drifting, boys. The wastegate's wide open outside the car right now, so it sounds kind of like a little bit of an exhaust leak when it's at idle. I'm not sure if I like that yet, so might be putting the wastegate back into the exhaust We'll see. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys like the sound of that 1J because I know it hits me hard. I'll see you guys in the next one.